This is Mark Wells, and this is a report on the African diaspora for my people. The topics of immigration reform, race, and racism continue to be hot national issues. And as I frequently talk about populations of the African diaspora, I thought it would be interesting to discuss how issues like immigration and race play out in another country. Today I will discuss the ongoing conflict between Haitians and Dominicans on the Caribbean island of Hispaniola, which is divided between Haiti to the west and the Dominican Republic to the east. Conflict between the neighboring countries has been ongoing for many years and has continued in part due to the mass deportations of thousands of Haitian immigrants living in the Dominican Republic. Last spring, the decapitation of a Haitian immigrant was the latest in a series of events that keep the flames of conflict alive. In a protest in Haiti last May, about 150 Haitians threw rocks at the Dominican Republic embassy in Haiti, breaking a window and burning a Dominican flag in protest against the decapitation. Dominican officials labeled the man's murder as an incident between individuals connected to the unresolved murder of Dominican businessman. In November of 2008, Dominicans carrying machetes, guns, and knives terrorized the Dominican shantytown where hundreds of Haitians lived. This incident was fueled by the murder of an elderly Dominican farmer who was allegedly murdered by a young Haitian that had been working for him. In the previous October, 2 Haitian immigrants were killed and 9 others injured in reprisal for the murder of a Dominican man thought to have been killed by a Haitian trying to steal his motorcycle. So what is it that has fueled such strenuous relations between the neighboring countries? To get to the origins of the conflict, one has to go back to the era of European colonization. In 1804, Haitians evicted the French, their former colonial master, and declared their independence. After independence, Haitian leaders feared that France would try to recolonize the country, so they thought that controlling the entire island of Hispaniola would ensure protection. So starting in 1822, Haitians occupied the land that would become the Dominican Republic for 22 years until 1844. Ever since then, there has been contempt between the two countries, and to this day, Dominicans celebrate their independence from Haiti rather than their independence from Spain, their former European colonizing master. In 1937, Dominican dictator Rafael Trujillo initiated a campaign against Haitian migrant workers, leading to the massacre of 15,000 Haitians. Although Dominicans and Haitians are both descendants of Africans, in the 19th century, Dominican elites sought to differentiate the people of the Dominican Republic from their Haitian neighbors by declaring their traditions to be essentially Hispanic and Roman Catholic, while labeling Haitians as primarily African-influenced, Creole-speaking, and practitioners of voodoo. By connecting Dominicans to Spain and thus Europe, and Haitians to Africa, it followed that Dominicans saw themselves as racially superior to Haitians. Some aspects of Dominican identity envision the Haitian image as black, and thus negative. Thus, in avoiding and denigrating all things Haitian, it is common to find Dominicans of obvious African ancestry who deny their blackness and attribute their dark skin color to their Indian ancestry. Over the years, Dominicans have vehemently fought to protect their culture, customs, and nationhood from a feared Haitian invasion. Because of Haiti's position as the poorest country in the Americas, Haitians have consistently migrated across the border into the Dominican Republic in search of better opportunities. 80% of Haitians live below the line of poverty, while 25% of Dominicans find themselves in this precarious position. This fear of a Haitian invasion has led to the mass deportation of Haitians out of the Dominican territory. An estimated 800,000 Haitians currently live in the Dominican Republic, but according to a Human Rights Watch report, between 10 and 30,000 Haitians are deported each year. For Dominican employers, Haitian immigrants are an easily exploitable source of cheap labor, while Dominican politicians and the media simultaneously label them as a drain on the country's economy. Skin color being one of the primary sources of prejudice, Haitians are also seen as being uncivilized and inferior because they are seen as being blacker than Dominicans. The Dominican Constitution recognizes persons born in the Dominican Republic as Dominican citizens, yet every year thousands of Haitians who were born in the Dominican Republic are rounded up and dropped off at the border between the two countries. Taking advantage of a loophole, Dominican officials are denying the citizenship of Haitians born in the Dominican Republic if their parents were undocumented immigrants. In many cases, Haitians are labeled as in transit even if their Haitian parents have lived in the Dominican Republic for 20 years. In a fascinating example of xenophobia, racism, and nationalism, people are rounded up and tossed across the Haitian border if they look Haitian, i.e. black or dark-skinned, or speak Spanish with a Haitian accent. It is common to hear Dominicans say that Haitians are easy to spot because, quote-unquote, they're blacker than us. Many Dominicans also see Haitians as being loud, unruly, and ignorant. Two interesting points are that, one, although it is perceived that Haitians are darker than Dominicans, sometimes the difference between a Haitian and a Dominican is not readily detectable. And two, when Dominicans migrate to the neighboring island of Puerto Rico, they are subjected to the same discrimination and stereotyping that Dominicans reserve for Haitians. African Americans are all too familiar with issues of light versus brown versus dark skin. And I have highlighted this same issue amongst Afro-Brazilians. The ongoing conflict between Haitians and Dominicans is yet another example of how African descendants throughout the world remain divided and conquered. When will we ever learn? This is Mark Wells, and this has been a report on the African diaspora for my people.